Hey everybody, I wanted to make a quick video here on the system that I've rigged up that makes it easy to get the tent on and off the top of my vehicle. Um, so the reason I'm doing that is because, one, it's a hit on gas mileage. It's 2 or 3 miles a gallon, maybe a little more depending on how fast you're going, how bad the wind is. The other thing is, it's pretty noisy. I've got a sunroof, so there's a lot of noise right there created under the front lip of the tent. And really the third thing is just, in general, drivability. So when it's really windy, you can feel it more, it catches more wind. So in general, it's just nice to have it off the car when I'm not actually using it. So I just got back from a camping weekend. I kind of rigged this up just before I left to put it back on, and so I'll show you what I've got here. So this is the tent up in the air, rope going down to a tie-off. But this is basically a system designed for kayaks. So it states it's rated for 125 pounds, but it's really pretty solid. The hard part is figuring out how to get, the corners to attach. And getting these strings in exactly the right length was the hard part. I think it would be easier if you actually use wire rope and like little U-clamps to create the loops, because you can adjust those much easier, but tying knots, it's really hard, and I couldn't really come up with a way. But basically, the main pulley over here is got 2 pulleys on top. One runs down to this hook, then there's a string that goes across the top that connects to this side. And so so what I do is I pull in here. I've got, well, you've seen these before. I've got these set up to attach to my roof rack. And then what I do is I just use this guy with the little floppy end on it to quickly, unzip this bolt here. And so once that's down, you notice I don't tighten this up completely snug. I leave about 1/4 of an inch there. And then once this is done, I'm able to pull it down and rotate it underneath the roof rack. And then I just hook this up and I can pull it straight up. So now that it's all set up, honestly, it takes me about maybe, well, if I weren't making videos, literally I could be in and out in 10 minutes. So, that's pretty much it. I'll put a link down in the video here of the system that I bought from Amazon. There may be better ones, don't know. It's the first one I came across. I was trying to design this in my head with a bunch of individual parts and pulleys at each corner and the whole thing, and this just seemed like a whole lot easier. As I say, the hard part is just figuring out the lengths of those ropes on your corners, and that's it. This is the big strap that it comes with, which technically will run all the way under, but I didn't fiddle with it long enough to see if I could ever get those to work. They didn't want to cooperate, so I just moved on. Anyway, hopefully you guys find some use in this. I got some more feedback on the tent coming after this weekend, so stay tuned. I wanted to make a little bit here at the end to talk about a design change I've made since this video was made. So one of the things that this system has, well, there's a couple things. First of all, you'll notice the hooks go towards the inside. I've since changed that so they face the other direction. I just feel it's a little safer. I don't know that it necessarily is, but I just feel better with it that way. But a key thing that I've changed is where these are actually positioned in relation to the edge of the tent. So if you'll notice, they're inboard of these mount points. And the reason that's a problem
is because this particular system has a locking mechanism here. And so to unlock that, you have to take this rope, pull it down, and actually move it inboard to allow it to, let the rope slacken and lower the thing. So in this position, after this video was made, yeah, it went up no problem, but getting it down was a real pain in the butt. So what I did was just take these cross members here, slide them out about a foot, so that instead of the angle being in this direction, they're now more like this. So it's easy to pull the rope and give it the angle that it needs. It works a lot like a blinds you have in the house. You know how you pull up one direction and it's freewheeling, and the other direction it'll lock in place. This is kind of like that. So anyway, I just wanted to make that point. So in case you want to use this system, don't make the original design mistake that I made. Otherwise, this works very easily. You are trying to pull up about 120 pounds or so with a couple of skinny ropes. So, but I don't feel like it's a weak system in any way. It locks very quickly. It feels extremely sturdy. Obviously having mounted the cross member sideways, and I have another video on how I mounted these eye bolts and what size these eye bolts are in one of the earlier tent videos. Anyway, hopefully you find some use in this and it works for you guys. Thanks.